everybody, good to see you. I'm glad you stopped by. A while back I did that video on how I plant my red Pontiac potatoes, and I've had several people asking me how they've been doing and everything, so I just wanted to do a little video today on what I got going on, how the potatoes and all that are doing. So if you want to see how the gardens are, stick around. I'll turn you around here and get started. Just start here. There's a red onion and white onion. There's some random marigolds and stuff I've got all around. Down there's some dinosaur kale. It's a little sweeter than your regular kale. I got purple top turnips. They're coming in pretty good. A lot of good greens in there. I still got some beets left. I've replanted in between them. Them's Detroit red beets. There's a row of Blue Lake bush beans there, which they've got marigolds all mixed in with them. So the potatoes, they're mature now. They're flowering. I'm gonna go ahead today and start topping them off, them flowers and stuff. I don't need any flowers or potato fruits. I want to direct the energy more to the potatoes. They've done really good. Just start here. That was just something that came out of compost. I think it's a cucumber. It might be a melon, a cantaloupe or something, but there's some marigolds there. There's a castor bean, or mole bean, some people call them. It gets really huge and ornamental. It's just a little jalapeno a friend gave me, Tony. I'm gonna give it a little time to grow up before I get it in the ground. It's a little bit behind. There's red chilies. They're doing real well. Roma tomato. They're kicking in pretty good. Those are cayenne, I think, or red chili. I might have them backwards. There's some little marigolds in cups there. There's some tobacco I got left. This is a Better Boy tomato. Spicy bell pepper. Some more tobacco in cups there. I've been giving them away. I got a lot of them out in the ground, different places. Big Boy tomato. Getting up there. There's a couple tomatoes down in there on it. Just another Mammoth marigold. That's an early girl tomato. Getting some good blooms. Just a little patch of radish here. Take you around back, show you some other things I got going on here. Forgot to show you the mint out here out front. There's a nice little patch of mint in there. These are evening primrose. There's a what do you call that stuff? Asparagus in there. That's done. There ain't nothing going on with it right now. Just tiger lilies in there. They'll be blooming soon. Alright, so here's one of my three sisters' gardens. There's an old noise in the background there. My neighbor's tilling his garden, and he's just now getting tilled in, so he got a lot later start than I did. But there's just some marigolds there. And then I plant my corn, which is Glass Gem. It's a flint corn. It can be used as popcorn, parched corn, grind it into cornmeal. Put about 5 plants per hill. And last night my daughter and I planted pole beans around the corn, which will grow up the corn. Corn serves as a pole for the beans. And then we planted, on this end we've got acorn squash in every hill, several seeds. On this other end we've got a buttercup winter squash, and then the squash covers the ground, keeps the ground moist and everything. So they all work together. If you know anything about how the Three Sisters gardens work. Down here we've got some Crimshaw melons. everywhere, let's see, right here, there's a little volunteer watermelon, came out of the compost. We've got some random mammoth sunflowers about, which the pole beans will climb. These are Crimshaw melons, these two hills here. There's also a volunteer watermelon that came out of the compost there. Straight neck yellow summer squash, zucchini, more marigolds, some of my tobacco. Okay, let me take you over here to Ty's little pen, where Ty likes to hang out in the daytime. But we got birdhouse gourds planted along here. My buddy Tony gave me all them little plants, but they'll grow up the kennel, use as a trellis for them. Hi, Ty. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on right here. Like I said, we planted pole beans and squash last night in these corn hills, and I gotta go trim horse hooves today, and then I got another garden over there, which it's a Three Sisters garden, but it's about 2-3 weeks behind this one, and I got to throw some fertilizer on that corn. You got to get that corn up to about 10 inches a foot tall before you plant your pole beans in them, or else your pole beans will just pull the corn all down. The corn's got to be strong enough to support them, which this is a good, strong, tall growing corn. And like I said, it's not sweet corn, it's flint corn, which my parents have sweet corn growing and stuff like that, so we'll have sweet corn. But stick around, I'll take you over and show you how my other garden's going in the horse pasture. I've had to fence it in. Hopefully it'll work out. I don't know if he'll get in there, but I don't think he will. So far he hasn't messed with it. But yeah, I'll take you over and show you how I fertilize the corn in these hills and everything. And we'll see you in a little bit.
Sometimes I feel like my wheels ain't touching. Sometimes I feel like my wheels ain't touching. Sometimes I feel like my wheels ain't touching.
Hey guys, glad you stuck around so far. We're back in the back 40 now. So, like I said, I have another garden out here in the horse pasture. Just turn you around here. Okay, again, so like before, the last one I showed was a Three Sisters style garden. This is about the way this one is, other than I've added some things. There's sunflowers there, tobacco, sunflowers. Now, there's a zucchini there I got from my buddy Tony. But this plant, I should have brought some of the seeds I have with me. And these plants are a mystery. They came with the castor bean seeds I had, which is not an edible plant. But I don't know what these are. I didn't remember ordering anything. I usually had castor bean seeds, but a lot of them, they just got old and they wouldn't germinate. And the ones I actually got didn't germinate very well. I only got a couple of them going, but I just had to stick around to find out what these are. I'm thinking they're a vine. They're starting to look like it, but I'm not sure. I think it's going to be ornamental or something, but if it turns out to be a vine, I'll put up a trellis. I could have ordered a pole bean and not realized it, but we'll have to see on those. But threw in some marigolds around here. There's another larger sunflower I got from Tony. But when we get back into here, here's the corn hills again. Like I said, this one is about 2-3 weeks behind the last one. There's a hill of just mammoth sunflowers, which I'm gonna grow pole beans on the sunflowers as well. Now that's a large birdhouse gourd plant there, which I'll have to work up a trellis or something. I might try to grow it up this fence, but I'm probably likely just going to build a trellis for it so I can get them off the ground. They don't have flat spots. So there's the corn. More marigolds on the edges. More sunflowers. There's a lot of sunflowers in this garden. Another tobacco. More sunflowers. So that's how this one's set up. I had to put a fence around it to keep old Two-Bit out of there. I think some of you know him, but that's my daughter's horse. But let me set up here, and typically I don't, let me get you turned around and set up. I'm really not fertilizing much of anything other than, you know, I got tons of horse compost and, you know, organic material. But I just need to give this corn a little bump. You know, I got nitrogen, just some weak 12% nitrogen, just some run-of-the-mill pellets, fertilizer. That's what I did on my other corn, just to give it that extra little bump, because we're in the middle of June now, and I got to get this garden, the beans and pole beans and squash put in it pretty soon, within the next 2 weeks, to get that full amount of growing time. What I got going on is a lot of these gardens will be ripped out. I've got 2 other gardens in the woods that are for deer plots. I've got they're pretty decent size, and I've got, I think, 10 pounds of daikon radish seed that'll go in them, just broadcast in at the end of summer. I'm gonna plant probably a couple hundred, maybe, I doubt if I'll do more than that, probably at least 150 or so cabbage plants here in about, I don't know, end of June I'll start them probably, and then get some plants, good strong seedling plants that going for the end of summer, and then I'll put in a lot of these places that I clean out, and then also in the deer plots and all that, because the deer really love that cabbage and them radish and stuff. But I'm just going to show you real quick how I do fertilize this corn, just to give it that little bump so I can get my beans and stuff in. Yeah, so this is also a flint corn, glass gem, and what I do is just like side dressing your rows. If you do rose corn, you go down along the side and side dress them. I just do the same thing on these hills. I open them up, they're up close to the corn. You don't want that nitrogen touching your plants, it'll eat holes in them. You want the roots to be able to go down and tap into it. Corn really needs that nitrogen, that's what the pole beans do for it. They're just trying to get ahead on my growing season here and get some nitrogen to them, to get them a little boost here. It's just pellets. So I'll bring that around. I do a good little amount. This is only 12% nitrogen, and this will be the only time I fertilize it. And then we'll just close them up, just like that. Give that about 2-3 weeks. That corn will kick up about double its size there, and then I'll be able to plant beans and squash right in with them, and then everything will be taken care of. Once your squash gets going and covers the ground, you're done fooling with it. You leave it go until you want to pick or harvest beans maybe, but then you got to tiptoe in around the squash. So a lot of it you just leave go until you're ready to bring it all in. everything will be dry or just stored as is type of harvest. And there you have that. Okay guys, that's about all I got for you today. I got a lot of work to do, a lot of things to get done this weekend, and it's just always busy, or there's just something going on, you know. A lot of you know how it is, but you know, if you want to stick around, well, I'll give you some random shots of what's going on in the gardens, or if you got any questions or anything, just ask. If I know, I'll tell you. Or you got anything you want to give me ideas about, go ahead, or whatever, just leave. I always appreciate all your awesome comments and all my subscribers and everybody. I thank you all. You're really greatly appreciated. And so I'll have my other random stuff coming in, going on. You know how I am. I'm not any particular thing on my channel. It's just me, what things I've been doing, what I do, or trying to have fun, or you know, just what's going on basically. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for stopping in. Take care.